Bitcoin is pumping. This week has been incredibly bullish. Many people are ready to speculate once again on altcoins. And I want to talk about why I think we are going to see a nice rotation into altcoins, as well as a warning that I'm going to give you for when that time comes. What's going on, guys? It's CryptoDave here at the top tier. And if you like these market updates, these deep dives, definitely subscribe to the channel. Tick the little bell, you'll get notified every single time that we post. Without any further ado though, guys, let's jump into the discussion. So we'll start very quickly with a look at Bitcoin. Of course, we've broken this downward sloping trend line to the upside. We've seen some very healthy bullish follow through, as well as a bullish EMA crossover, a new macro higher high. Everything is looking great for Bitcoin, and the bears are finally getting a true test here around this $94,000 range for price. This was a clear level of support back in December and in January post-election, and now we are seeing it potentially act as resistance. This is going to be a very key spot for Bitcoin. It's also going to be a very key spot for altcoins. If Bitcoin continues to hold up well, creating these fair value gaps, leaving folks sidelined, we are likely going to see FOMO intensify, and we're probably going to see more shorts being squeezed to the upside as well. And this could give room for Bitcoin to revisit all-time highs. But what about altcoins? Are we ready to speculate on the altcoin space? Are we ready to rotate out of Bitcoin and out of stables? Well, this is what I want to focus on in this video. So we're first going to start with the altcoin season index. This is, of course, taking the top 50 cryptocurrencies and comparing their performance to Bitcoin over the previous 90-day period. We can see that only 18% of those cryptocurrencies have outperformed Bitcoin over the past 3 months. And generally speaking, when we see this metric go below the 25-point level and spend an extended period of time below that mark, we generally see the best period of opportunity for buying altcoins and rotating some capital into some more speculative plays. Now, looking a little bit closer, of course, there's no guarantee as to how long the metric will spend underneath the 25-point level. We see plenty of times where the metric is suspended for quite a bit of time. We also see some times where it's a bit more short-lived. So I just want to put that on your radar, that just because we're underneath this 25-point metric, just because we're historically in some favorable buying opportunities, it does not necessarily mean that that turnaround or that rotation is immediately going to happen. But it does show us whether or not we have a favorable risk to reward setup. Taking a look at some individual altcoins in the space, these are not recommendations, but this is just a very common setup that I am seeing on the chart. We're looking at Gala USD actually, and you will notice a multi-month downward falling wedge pattern, which is generally seen as a bullish reversal pattern, as bears are essentially losing the momentum, they are losing control of the market, and with each push down in price, they are handing over their control to the buyers, and eventually that market order flow to the buy side is going to take control, and we have seen a nice clean breakout from this bullish reversal pattern. We're seeing coins like Gala, coins with similar structure, crossing over their respective daily EMA clouds, right? These are the types of looks and setups that you want to have, right? Long accumulation periods where people are getting wrecked, where there's really no entry, where you have created a lot of pain. Now, instead of pain, you have some bullish breakouts with a good bit of follow through. So these are some of the setups you're going to want to look for. Again, I'm not shilling Gala. This is one of the more clear technical setups that we have, but this is the type of pattern that you're going to want to see. You want to see strength in the trend. And the reason that I bring this up is because if we look at the performance of altcoins versus Bitcoin over the past 365 days, otherwise the past year, we see that we have not had any sort of significant period of time where altcoins across the board in broad scale, sector to sector, are outperforming Bitcoin and taking that dominance away, right? We have seen the altcoin year index tick up at different points in time, usually in tandem with the times that we've seen the altcoin season index spike, right? That shorter term index. But the key takeaway here with the altcoin year versus the altcoin season is that the market is very rotational right now. It's been made very clear that the speculation, the risk-on behavior that exists within crypto right now is primarily focused on Bitcoin. And as far as altcoins are concerned, we are really just rotating in and out of narratives, right? AI, meme coins, RWA, DPIN, right? All of these narratives have had a moment to shine all throughout this market cycle so far, but they have not all done so exactly at the same time. And more importantly, we just don't see every sector or every coin within the sectors that are winning doing well. And that is something that we had in the last bull market, right? Altcoins were leading the charge. We saw so much speculation in the 2021 to 2022 market bubble period that I think a lot of retail has really been scared away from this space, and it's more so traders and long-term investors taking that stab at one another and playing the rotational game. So I do think that there is a massive opportunity on the forefront for plenty of altcoins, plenty of sectors as a whole. However, it needs to be understood that these alt seasons have been very short-lived. They have underperformed most people's grandiose expectations. And so if we are going to rotate into altcoins, if we are going to take on some exposure and get some nice breathing room, we have to understand that not every altcoin is going to outperform. And if you do pick a winner, if you are positioned in a profitable manner, it's going to be wise to take those profits while you can. This is exemplified clearly with Bitcoin dominance. We can see that coming out of this multi-year accumulation pattern back in 2021 and 2022, Bitcoin has led the charge both during the good times, during the bad times, and during the questionable times, right? Regardless of whatever rotation or whatever altcoin has been doing well in the moment, Bitcoin overall has continued to soak up that market share. It is holding this 21 and 50 weekly EMA cloud perfectly as support every single time that we get a retest. We had a brief fake out that was quickly recovered. The metric has not let up for over 2 years, and it really just exemplifies where that speculative mindset, where that risk-on behavior is truly taking place. It is leading with Bitcoin. It is staying with Bitcoin. I do not think that altcoins are safe at any point in time until we see a clear level of resistance come in for Bitcoin dominance. And this might not happen until we return to some very historical figures, such as the 70 to 74% range for Bitcoin dominance. And this would be a period of time, should Bitcoin dominance continue to rise to that level, that would ultimately destroy a lot of altcoins, a lot of altcoin sectors, and leave a lot of people in shambles, ultimately fleeing into Bitcoin, into stables, or even away from cryptocurrency entirely. So until we see Bitcoin dominance break down, until we see the EMA cloud no longer holding as support, I just do not think that the speculation and the upside is going to be found primarily with altcoins. I think that your best trade is still Bitcoin until the price action tells you otherwise. Like mentioned earlier in the video, I do think altcoins are giving us a juicy opportunity to rotate and catch some extra profits, but we just got to be careful. We know that these altcoin seasons have been more so short-lived and far more scarce between altcoin sectors. So guys, let me know what altcoins you're looking at right now. Let me know if you think I'm completely wrong. Am I blowing smoke? Am I being too fearful or bearish? Let me know down in the comments, and also hop in the Discord if you want to interact with analysts such as myself or the 30 other trading analysts between stocks, crypto, and Forex, all there to better your trading game. Guys, definitely give that a look, and until the next video, I will catch you in the Discord. Peace.